What's going on, guys? Welcome to our first episode of NSP Football, also known as Not So Pro Football Talk, which you guys will learn what that means, eventually. So it's not just going to be me. My name is AJ Alvarado. I'm going to be the host. I got four lifelong friends with me. I got Reed McCall, Vincent Vento, and also Gabriel Munoz, who's going to be joining me. And we're going to be giving you our Not So Pro opinions on today's NFL. Not just so much of today's NFL, but of headlines that are coming up right now, headlines that came out last week. Also, we're going to be giving our opinions on the draft, on our mock drafts, just a little bit about everything on the NFL. So I'm glad if you guys are joining us. This is our first episode. Hopefully this, goes well, but please welcome to the team. I got Reed McCall coming up. Everyone say hi.
What's up, guys?
What's up, guys? I'm Vince. How's it going? I'm a little sick. Sorry about that, but I'm here.
What's going on, guys? Gabe, your baby here. Go Patriots all the way, all day, every day.
As y'all can see, we know each other. We're repping our teams for the first podcast. We're going to rep our teams. You know me. I got to go Niners. Poodle Niners all the way, guys. That's who I am. As you can tell, we have Gabriel Munoz as a Patriots fan. We also have Reed McCall. Still trying to get used to his hand signals. Reed McCall's the Green Bay Packers. What a cheesehead. And then to your bottom right, we have
you know what it is, AJ.
Some make-believe bird that doesn't exist. Some make-believe bird that doesn't exist. But yeah, so awesome. I'm glad you guys are here. We're going to be – so since we introduced y'all to us, we're going to go ahead and kick off the segment. And what better news to share than Julian Edelman? And who else better to talk about Julian Edelman than a Patriots fan? Kick it off, Gabe, your babe.
So word today is, first word came up on Twitter that the Patriots released Julian Edelman. But later on, like a few minutes later, he came out with a video stating that he was retired after 12 long, awesome years. Started off as a quarterback in college, 7th round pick, coming out of some little small college, California kid. He's going to be very, very missed. The next question is he going to be a Hall of Famer, which I think he is. But he's one of those players, as a Patriots fan growing up, that you're always going to remember. Obviously, Tom Brady, you're going to remember him no matter what. But Julian Edelman, the freaking crazy stud, small guy, catching, racking yards. I am definitely going to miss him. Next jersey I'm going to buy is his. Unfortunately, I don't have one. I know, crazy, right? I have all Brady jerseys because I love that guy too. But I'm definitely going to miss the squirrel. He's such an awesome guy to watch. One of my favorite fondest moments of him was when we're down 21-28 against the Ravens in a wild card game, and he just digs deep in his college self. He throws a pass to Danny Amendola to tie up the game. They go into overtime. They win the game. So I'm definitely going to miss him. Definitely going to miss him. Hall of Famer, without a doubt.
Nice. Now, they did say he was released after failing a physical for the Patriots. I want to go ahead and let Reed continue on that subject. Thank you so much, Gabe.
So, first of all, I just want to refute what Gabriel said. I don't think he's a Hall of Famer, but before I get into all that, I do want to give him congratulations for his career. I mean, multiple Super Bowls, was always a guy the Patriots could count on third down, first down, get those touchdowns in the red zone. So that's all give him up for it. Julian Edelman, what a guy, what a career. And then why he's not a Hall of Famer. I mean, a Hall of Famer is the Hall of Fame. It's the highest grade of every player, and wide receiver is the hardest position to get into the Hall of Fame. The ceiling is so high for it. And I'm looking at his stats right now. I mean, I just don't see a Hall of Famer stats. Yes, was he a great receiver? But this guy never had a single season with more than 10 touchdowns.
Oh, okay, but
not a single season.
You do know he is second behind Jerry Rice, obviously the greatest receiver of all time, in rack yards and yards in the playoffs.
It's easy to get really high stats in the playoffs when you are on a great team. That's all. I mean, if you got to talk, if you're talking Hall of Fame, you're talking about regular season, playoffs, everything combined. And those stats aren't there for Julian Edelman. There's so many great receivers like Jordy. Like for me, is the example for me. I'm a huge Packer fan. Jordy Nelson's one of my favorite receivers of all time. But as much as I want him to be in a Hall of Fame, he's not a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, because he only has one ring. Yeah, because he only has one ring. Julian Edelman has 3.
It doesn't. This is a team sport.
What a record!
This is a team sport. This is not this. It does not matter about rings when you're talking about receivers. For me,
it's like saying if Aaron Rodgers is a Hall of Famer.
You need to have multiple career. You need to have multiple years where you're at the top of your number 1 receiver, number 2 receiver, number 3 receiver. And for me, honestly, there was never a single season where I would put Julian Edelman in my top 5 receivers.
Or you're talking about the best slot receiver to ever play the game. Name another slot receiver that's significantly better than Julian Edelman.
Slots receiver, I can say Randall Cobb had a better year than him than any of his entire career.
I disagree with that.
1,200 yards, 12 touchdowns in a single year.
I disagree.
Never did that. The stats aren't there. Was he a great player? Yes.
Yeah, but is Cobb running punt returns for touchdowns?
Yes, he was.
This last season.
No. He doesn't play much at all.
I have to disagree.
As true as that is, he did not play that much this season. Yep. But he is a great receiver. I will agree there. I do see him going into the Hall of Fame. That I see. There's no doubt about it. Maybe one day, not as soon. Yeah, I know. I mean, there's plenty of receivers out there, but I'm just saying he does a great job. I don't agree with him misusing some substances that was called out back in the day. But you know what? I've always respected his game in his early Patriot days. I always respected his game. So, but that was a good job, you guys. Good job. So let's bring on Vincent back and let's go on to our next segment, you guys. So next, what I really want to talk about, I'm super excited about this, is we are going to do a mock draft, you guys. We're going to do a mock draft of the top 5 picks. So the top 5 picks of the mock draft, us 3, me, Vince, Gabe, not Reed, we are going to give our opinions of who we think going to go in the top 5, and we're going to go ahead and kick it off with Gabe. So let's hear it, Gabe.
All right, number 1, no brainer. Obviously, we got Trevor Lawrence going to the Jaguars. I think it's going to be very, very interesting because the Jaguars obviously are known for not the best teams out there, but this kid is a stud. He is awesome. He's a great player, but it's going to be very, very, very interesting. Number 2, we got Zach Wilson out of BYU going to the Jets. That's going to be very interesting with new coach Saleh out there. Definitely something to watch out for. Zach Wilson obviously has a really big competitive fire about him, so that should be really, really interesting. Next up, we got the Niners going for Justin Fields. So there is a rumor out there saying that they might get Mac Jones, but who knows what Coach Shanahan has up his sleeve. So definitely we got Justin Fields. And number 4, we have the Falcons going for Kyle Pitts to beef up that offense so that way they don't let go of games and start losing games by being up by like 20,000 million points. But there is rumors that the Patriots are trying to trade up to number 4, which I don't see because I don't think Bill Belichick would give away a lot of draft picks for a quarterback. That'd be great, but not going to happen. And then we got the Bengals going after Jamar Chase from LSU, his old player. Obviously, more fiery weapons for the Bengals, and definitely something to look forward to. I think this draft class is so awesome and so exciting, so it should be definitely a great draft, in my opinion.
Okay. I agree with you mostly there. I'm going to go off with mine. Number 1, number 2, I feel like it's a no-brainer. Number 1 You have Trevor Lawrence. I feel like he's going to go without a doubt, number one. Number two, there's a 99.9% chance that the Jets were going to get Zach Wilson. And now that they have traded Sam Darnold, it is a no-brainer. They're getting Zach Wilson 100%. Number three, I'm really excited about number three because obviously the Niners traded from the 12th overall pick, traded all the way down to the third round pick, traded all the way up to the third round pick. And honestly, I'm super excited about it. For the whole time that John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan have been there, they haven't been this aggressive. So as a Niners fan, I'm super excited. I'm really looking forward, maybe hoping, catching a glimpse of a franchise QB that could be. I love Jimmy G. He's awesome. He's a good-looking man, but that guy, he just cannot stay healthy. He cannot stay healthy for the life of him. And I know there's rumors going around say the Niners are going to pick Mac Jones. That's Shanahan's guy. Shanahan likes that type of quarterback. He loves Kirk Cousins. He loves Jimmy G. But you know what? Shanahan also had RG3. He has also had RG3 before, and they were very successful. If the Niners, in my personal opinion, as Shanahan, he's a genius. He's a wizard on and off the field. If he really wanted Mac Jones, he could have traded with the Eagles, number 6 overall pick, and easily have gotten Mac Jones. He would still be there. I could almost guarantee that he'll still be there. So I feel like the Niners will not pick Mac Jones. I feel they're going to go for the home run. They're going to go all out. They're going to go for Trey Lance. I'm so excited. I have them picking out Trey Lance from North Dakota State. Boom, huge, right? He is the most, mysterious QB in the draft because he didn't play last season. He didn't play due to COVID issues. He played one game, but the year before that, he was just an outstanding player. He reminds me a lot of a Russell Wilson, someone who I hate, but also would love to have on my team. I would love to have someone like that on my team. He's going to be a huge hit or a huge miss. So I feel like the Niners should pick him. I feel like Shanahan, he's going to be at his draft day, his second pro draft day. So Shanahan and John Lynch will be there. Safety with Justin Fields. But I got the Niners picking Trey Lance, number 3. Going on to my 4th pick in the Atlanta Falcons. Going off to what you said, Gabe, I got the Atlanta Falcons choosing to trade down. They're trading down with the New England Patriots of all teams. They're going to be so aggressive. They're going to be giving up their 15th overall pick, 2021 second round pick, 2021 third round pick, and a 2022 first round pick to go from 15 all the way to 4. And who are they going to pick up? They're going to pick up Justin Fields if he's there. Of course he is. Of course they are. They're going to pick up Justin Fields. So I got the New England Patriots. I got Bill Belichick being super aggressive, moving from 15 all the way to 4, trading with the Falcons. The Falcons, they have Matty Ice. They have Matty Ice for the next 3 years at least. They need to focus on that and focus on their defense. And they don't need to have the 4 overall pick to get a defensive player, defensive stud. They don't need to do that. So, yeah, they're going to trade down to them 15 pick, get some more draft capital, and have the New England Patriots come up and get themselves a QB, which they wanted. So that's what my 4th overall pick is. Going to my 5th, we got the Cincinnati Bengals. You got Joe Burrow reconnecting with Jamar Chase. Some LSU love, baby. LSU love. I got the Cincinnati Bengals getting Jamar Chase.
Tigers.
Go Tigers. Yeah, so I got the Cincinnati Bengals getting Jamar Chase. It's going to be a great connection with Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase. They got rid of A.J. Green. Bye, A.J. Green. I loved him as a player. Now I hate him as a player because now he's with the Cardinals of all teams with the worst coaching staff out there. But who am I to judge? But that's my top 5. I'm going to go ahead and hand the mic off over to Vince Prince.
All right, guys. So, of course, just like everybody was saying, me, Gabe, and AJ, we're all on the same page here, the Jaguars and Jets. Obviously, Trevor Lawrence is the number 1 overall pick for the Jaguars. He just fits their scheme. He's a knowledgeable player. He's got all the talent in the world, honestly, and he's been on the talented team. I believe he only lost 2 times in his 3-year college stint, which is amazing there at Clemson. But my big question for him is that going to translate to the NFL? You're going to go from one of the greatest college teams to ever play, and he's going to get drafted by the Jaguars, who have been way less than mediocre in these past at least 5 years. Maybe I think they had like 1 playoff berth in the past 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I just don't think that this year is a good year for him. He's going to get picked up by the Jaguars, of course, but I just don't think he's going to produce like someone like Joe Burrow did in his first year with the Bengals. So on to the Jets, Zach Wilson, of course. I was a little bit iffy seeing if they were going to go for Justin Fields, but with all the news coming out right now, they're pretty set on Zach Wilson. They've been looking at all his tape, all his background, asking questions from everybody. So I think it's 100% sure, just like AJ said, 99.9% sure. I'm 100% sure it's Zach Wilson. Now, this is where me and AJ disagree with the Niners. Of course, it's not my team. I'm not following them too much. They're actually like my worst nemesis. So me and him butt heads throughout the entire season every time we talk about football. But, of course, we're best friends, so I still think they're going to make a great pick. I just don't think it's going to be Trey Lance. I think it's going to be Justin Fields. So he just fits their scheme as well. I know right now they got Jimmy G, pretty boy over there. I don't think they're going to bench him in the beginning of the season, but I think about fourth, fifth game when they're not seeing production from Jimmy Garoppolo, I just think Justin Fields is going to get his first start. And I don't think he's going to be wow, but he's going to definitely be consistent. That's just me. Just me. I don't know. I just don't think it's going to be Trey Lance. I think that would be a waste of a third pick to go up to give away all those draft picks to get Trey Lance. That's just not me. Of course, he's a great player. I'm not knocking him. I'm not knocking AJ's pick either. I just think that Justin Fields is a safer play here, and he's a great athlete. So on to Atlanta. This is where I don't know, man. This one's up in the air for me. They could go wide receiver. They could start planning for their future. And let's say the Niners don't get Justin Fields in an odd world, in AJ's world.
All right.
I just think that they are either going to go wide receiver, and they're either going to get Jamar Chase or Jalen Waddle, because I think that those two wide receivers are going to fit their scheme better. And then, like, my way out there pick for them, also, if they don't go wide receiver, is going to be offensive tackle. I think that Penei Sewell guy is awesome. Maybe they don't get a QB this draft, but maybe in the next two drafts, like you said, Matty Ice has about 2-3 years left. Maybe they do pick up someone at a young quarterback, so they're going to have that line for him already set up so he can be successful when he comes in, whoever he is. That's just my way out there pick. With the Bengals, okay, this one, Joe Burrow, man, I think they're going to protect him. So I know my last pick right now was Sene Paul with the Falcons. That was my way out there pick, but if that doesn't happen, for sure the Bengals are going to pick him up. I know Gabe and AJ went with wide receiver Joe Burrow, meeting up with Jamar Chase for some LSU love. Man, I just think that they're going to protect him after this horrible injury he just had. You know, I've gone through a similar thing, and it ruined my little football career.
Hey, left corner, right corner.
But yeah, I just think they're going to protect him. You know, he's their franchise quarterback for sure for at least the next 10, 12 years if he can last that long. So I do think they're going to beef up that offensive line, and those are my 5 picks. That's just what I think is going to happen.
Sweet. Now I like it. Reed, who do you think has the most accurate draft class right now?
AJ does.
Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Reed. I really do. Thank you so much. I mean, you shouldn't be surprised. Okay. I feel like
who has the worst?
Yeah, that's a good question, man.
I would say Gabriel.
Yeah,
that's purely out of hate. That is purely out of hate. I could just tell. That is purely out of hate.
I freaking giving me a hard time about Julian Edelman. Now my mock draft. Shoot, man.
Hey, early episode rivalries. You guys already see it here. It's going to be going on for a while. Early episode. All right, guys. Moving on to our next topic. Maybe we should call this a hot topic. But do we have trouble with Deshaun Watson? Or should I say more trouble with Deshaun Watson? What do we have now? Do we have 22 charges against him? 22. Well, Reed, I hope you're all freshened up because we're going to go ahead and start with you.
Oh man, guys. First of all, on this Deshaun Watson trouble, I really hope none of this is true. I really, really hope the kid has a great career ahead of him if he can clear all this other stuff up. But with 22 females coming forward and saying that he did all this, that apparently that he goes into massage parlors and wants sexual things from them with I'm not going to get into the details. You can look up what he likes. It's a little freaky if you ask me, but to each his own. But there's 22 women have come up and said he has asked for things or they have done things for him. He intimidated him into doing. And I mean, even his lawyer has come out and said, I'm not going to say 22 women lied. Like, he already knows this is a hard case to fight. And then you have all his sponsors coming forward, Nike, Beats, all these people who are a partner with him. And they're all saying that they're already like spacing away from him, saying, we don't want to deal with this. We're going to step way back. We don't support what he's doing. I mean, it's really, it doesn't look good for him. And one last thing I want to say, this is a little funny thing. I'm not going to say that he's guilty from this, but it does look really bad. His lawyer's name is Rusty Hardon. And it looks bad, all right? Hopefully you can clear all this up.
I think that's my cue to put you back to the side there. You know? Well, there has been reports. I mean, Deshaun, he did admit that there has been sexual relations with these masseuses. But, here's a big but, he had permission. That's all I'm going to say. He said it has happened sometimes, and during those visits, he had permission. Go ahead.
So if that is true, then there was a transaction of money for a sexual payment. That's still illegal.
Yes,
it's still illegal. So, damned if he did it, damned if he, whatever the saying is. He's still guilty if that's true.
But before the plaintiff came out to say anything, they sought out $100,000 from Deshaun Watson and his lawyer to keep quiet. And all of a sudden, all of these cases come out of nowhere. I just feel bad for the guy because that sucks. But asking that much money just to stay quiet, I mean, that's kind of messed up. I feel bad for the guy. I don't think it's so hard because you look at this kid and he's so awesome. He's such a good player and he has so much learning to do. And he's already done so much for the Texans and the organization. I mean, I went 2 years ago to go see him play the Patriots and he completely just demolished the Patriots. What a waste of $200. I was so mad, But it was awesome to see Tom Brady. But that guy, seeing him and being there in the stadium and watching him tear it up was such a cool experience. And for this to happen and for this to be going on in his young career, that will definitely change his next step and his next step in his career. It sucks. It is what it is, though.
That's very true. And that's if there is a next step to his career. I mean, hopefully there is, if all these allegations are false. I mean, hopefully they are. He is truly a talented athlete, and I hope he does stay in the league. He does an amazing job for the Texans, and he would do an even more amazing job for another team. You have anything to add on, Vincent?
Yeah, man. So I'll tell y'all again, like I told y'all yesterday. There are some Twitter fact checkers, if you want to call them that. It's my good sources that I've seen on Twitter.
Love Twitter.
Basically saying that, like Gabriel said, he has bribed them. He has contacted them via Instagram, via Twitter, where he kind of asked them to stay quiet. I don't know what it entails, but I just know that there are facts saying that he has been deleting messages after he's told these women that are accusing him, like, hey, stay quiet. I'll pay y'all. I'll do whatever, I don't know exactly what it was, but there were some messages that he was trying to get rid of that supposedly have been taken to the police for at least a couple of these women. And another thing to add to that, how he said he's gotten consent from these women to get these sexual favors or whatever he's doing. I'm not too sure. I don't want to get into it like Reed said, but there has been more women than 22. Like these 22 accusations, there's been a lot more women that have come out and said, yeah, like we've done sexual favors, but we gave our consent. So who knows what the actual number is of how many women he's been asking this of. So that's just a twist. I mean, he's a great talent and all that, but I know everybody on here respects women. So I would not do what he's doing, honestly.
Yeah. Crazy.
I think you said it very well. And I feel like as soon as this news starts to get old, boom, something else comes up. It's always coming back up top of the water. So I feel like it's just going to keep on going until the next season starts. Mm-hmm. But I think that's enough with Deshaun Watson, you guys. I feel like we should move on to our next topic. That was a little touchy. Some people. Let's talk what's happening right now. Or should I say a week or two ago? Let's talk Sam Darnold. The Jets. They get rid of Sam Darnold. He goes to the Carolina Panthers. What's going to happen to Teddy? Is that a smart move from the Jets? I mean, someone talk to me.
All I know is that they're going to have to reprint all their season tickets because they all have Sam Darnold on it. So that sucks, first and foremost. But I saw on Twitter, Twitter. I love that app. But I saw on Twitter where he comes into the room there in Carolina with his family. He's with his girlfriend or wife, whatever, and he looks happy. He has that smile. He's excited, but deep down inside in his little heart, his little heart, he's a little hurt. I wish he had more time to go to play for the Jets. I mean, they had Crazy Eyes. Gates as their coach, he was like this in the conference, Crazy Eyes, and then he had a running back that just didn't care and didn't want to play the game anymore. Le'Veon Bell.
Oh, okay. I thought you were disrespecting Frank Gore there.
He's the all-time GOAT. He's never going to retire.
Yeah, he is the all-time GOAT. He's going to be playing with his kid one day.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm going to put you back on the little screen. That's what you get. Don't ever attempt to disrespect the almighty Frank Gore. Okay, honestly, Sam Darnold, I feel like he never had the capability to reaching his ceiling. You're going to hear me say that a lot, ceiling. Reed gets very tired of it. You can just see it in his face right now. But yes, Sam Darnold, I don't feel like he's sad. I don't. He posted a video immediately on Twitter, coming home, celebrating with his friends, celebrating with his family, just balloons, cake. It was like his birthday. It was like he just got married or something. This guy was celebrating. He's happy to go to a new home. Me as a Niners fan, I would have loved to have him. I felt like he was a great athlete, a great person, but just the organization, I just didn't think it was a good fit. It was too all over the place, and usually it goes by this rule: you get a new head coach, you get a new QB, and they have Robert Saleh, which I love. Robert Saleh was the defensive coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers. Yeah, Robert Saleh. And honestly, I feel like he's going to bring a little bit of the Kyle Shanahan play calling over there. So there's going to be a lot of run scheme. He's going to pound the rock. Zach Wilson's going to fit in perfectly with him. I wish him the best of luck over there, and also wish Sam Darnold the best of luck in Carolina. But I do feel like it was probably a good move for both teams. The only one who might be suffering is poor old Teddy. Never catch a break.
Yeah, poor Teddy.
That's
he
right.
does have Christian McCaffrey now.
Christian McCaffrey, another weapon. That's also good.
Yesterday.
But compared to Frank Gore, there's no comparison.
Oh, okay.
Anyone else want to add in?
He's out.
All right. Okay, Reed, you want to say something?
Yeah. I would say that the winners of this trade would have to be the Panthers, in my opinion. I mean, I think with how he hasn't shown much, so that's how they were able to get him for such a cheap price. And since they were able to get him for such a cheap price, I mean, look at this: a 6th rounder in this year's draft, a 2nd rounder, and a 4th rounder next year. That's nothing. That's nothing. This is a great trade for the Panthers. The Jets got 3 picks and not even the 1st round from it. And if they all turn out great, then yes, it was a good trade for them. But you're assuming that they all go good. Draft picks usually do not go well, especially in the 2nd and far out rounds. So I definitely think the Panthers got the better end of this deal.
Hey, Reed, I feel like you're the perfect person. I feel like you make many great points. But to this viewer right now who just said the comment, which I posted on the screen, can you please address that comment? I feel like you're the best person to address that.
We do not support that at all, people. Like, we do not support this dumb comments. Cowboys, I hope they do good this year, but maybe, I mean, they can't go 8-8, right, guys? They can't go 8-8 this year.
Hey, they're gonna go 8-8 this time, man.
So maybe 8-9. Maybe 9-8. Woo!
Hey man. Hey, you know what? All seriousness,
bounce back for Dak. I hope for the bounce back for Dak.
All seriousness, yes. Good luck to the Cowboys. I hope they break a leg in the season.
Oh man.
Yeah, I like Zeke's tattoo though, the one on his stomach that says "Feed me."
No, that's a very. I don't like that tattoo. It's
I wonder how much you paid for that.
Ugly tattoo. You probably paid a lot for it.
Would have better off doing Sharpie or something. It could come off.
Is there anything you wanted to add, Vince, before we head out to the next segment?
Yeah, man. I'm gonna have to disagree with you, Reed. I don't think the Carolina Panthers won this trade. Again, I'm gonna reiterate it like I've done in the past. Who's that? Benny, get that guy out of here. Who, me or Reed?
He was talking about Noah.
I think he was talking about Noah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Talking about Noah.
But anyways, I think the Jets won this trade. You know, the Jets are about to get a quarterback that I think is gonna fit their scheme, and they're just compiling those draft picks to help this guy out. So I think they won the trade. They got rid of Sam Darnold, who, like AJ said, he's not going to reach that ceiling where he's going to take them to the playoff. He's going to take them to the Super Bowl. Shoot, I don't even know if he's going to help them get a winning season. You know, they were doing horrible, and they were about to get that 1st-round pick, and then out of nowhere, they just decide to win some games. You know, but again, I don't think the Carolina Panthers won by, of course they got him cheap, but I don't think they won by trading for Sam Darnold. I can't see it.
I think he could be an upgrade from Teddy Bridgewater. That's all it can be, potentially. And it's the same thing with the draft picks. It's potential on both ends. I think my opinion is that the potential is better for the Panthers with Sam Darnold.
Okay. Speaking of Teddy Bridgewater, where do y'all see him going?
I think he's going to be a backup.
Backup.
Yeah.
Backup?
Definitely backup.
No, if we were talking back when he was with the Saints, you know, I thought that guy was going to stick around there and take Bree's spot once Breeze retired, but, you know, they just moved on. I thought he was a great fit there in New Orleans. I think one of our friends, Mohammed, might disagree with us with that one, but I don't know, man. I just think that Teddy Bridgewater got played bad. Like he's not going to fit anywhere else like he would have been over there in New Orleans.
He needs to go back to the skull.
Yeah.
So,
I also do believe the Panthers won, but I also think the Jets won too. The Panthers won because, yes, he is 23. He's very young. He got him for super cheap. There's still a lot of room for improvement. Hopefully he fits in that team. Jets also win because it's a whole brand new team. They are rebuilding right now, and Sam Darnold would have benefited from these upcoming years. So I do agree the Panthers win, but I also agree that the Jets win on that too. Going back to Teddy, I also agree with you, Vince. I kind of feel like Teddy could find his home back with the Saints. I felt like he was a great fit there. It was so simple for him. There's just so many weapons out there. I mean, I felt like he did good. I honestly did, and I was very surprised when when the Saints decided, not to continue on with him. But can we see a familiar jersey there again?
It's good. It would take a lot. It would take a lot for them to give him back, honestly.
I think so too.
I don't know. It's just been a crazy offseason, A lot of talks about quarterbacks, including my own quarterback, Russell Wilson, getting shipped off from our Seattle Seahawks. But I just think it's going to be a crazy ride this season with so many quarterback changes, so many wide receivers going to new teams and boosting up the core there. I believe, who was it? I forget his name. But there's been some notable receivers, if y'all can help me out here. There's been notable receivers moving to different teams where they're going to make an impact.
Yeah.
Oh, D-Hop. Big time.
D-Hop.
Come on. That's like a no-brainer. It's just...
Yeah, I think it's going to be a crazy season.
Famous Janis going to be the QB. Oh, yeah, he's going to be the QB with 32 touchdowns and 34 interceptions. Yeah.
W's for dinner, baby. W's for dinner.
That's all we eat over here. W's for dinner. All right, guys. I feel like it's about time we head on to the next segment. Let's talk a little about what is Aaron Rodgers. What do y'all think about Aaron Rodgers?
He's all right.
I believe this is a question for the cheesehead himself. Let's give it up for Reed.
Guys, Aaron Rodgers is the greatest quarterback of all time, and he's the second greatest host of Jeopardy of all time. Easy. Guys, as far as his Jeopardy career, I really hope it goes well how he wants it to go. Right now, he's talking about doing both at the same time. He's not going to retire from football. He said there's definitely no way that's happening anytime soon. He was talking on his fiance's Instagram Live, and they were talking about his Jeopardy career potentially if Jeopardy wants to have him, and he was breaking it down on how he could do both at the same time. Apparently, Jeopardy only films for 46 days out of the year, and that's for their full year's cycle of Jeopardy. So that's one off season. He does that every single off season. Instead of just taking a vacation, he goes work on Jeopardy. He can still, yes, the discount double check guy. Thank you, Benny. He can still do both at the same time, and he's going to be fine. Now, the media is going to go crazy about this, whichever way it goes. If it goes great, they're just going to praise him more. They're going to say how amazing he is. He can handle two jobs at the same time. He's amazing. Now, if he goes bad for us, let's say if his stats, drop a little bit, maybe a lot. I don't think it's going to be a lot. Maybe they drop a little bit as he gets older. The media is going to eat this up. Skip Bayless is going to have the greatest week of his whole life. The guy's going to go crazy about Aaron Rodgers' stats going a little bit under, and he's going to blame it all on him, not focusing on football. So at the end of the day, I just want him to do what makes him happy. So if he wants to host Jeopardy at the same time, do it, Rodgers. We as Packer fans support you.
Hey, man, I'll support him leaving entirely and just going Jeopardy all year, man.
Do that too.
Let's do it.
He's always looking for the flag.
Yeah. I think we should ask Reed a Jeopardy question since he's so hyped up on him.
Oh, okay.
So Jeopardy questions flip, and I'm just going to ask you a question. What were the Green Bay Packers originally called?
Back Me Packers, right?
It's going to be the Indian Packers.
Indian Packers? Okay.
Man, guys, this guy, come on.
Hey, back in 1919, man, I wasn't around that time.
Oh, hey, you're right about that, though. You're on point with that. That's pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
Back when they had leatherheads, man, leatherheads.
Leatherheads, whole bunch of leatherheads. All right. I guess that was a little fun segment. Anyone else want to add to that?
Yeah, man.
No. But I do see that as soon as the team starts falling down, if the team does start falling down, I'm not saying that they are, but if they start falling down and Aaron Rodgers is playing A1 ball, it is not his problem, not his fault. It's, Devontae Adams dropping passes, this, and that. It's going to go straight to Aaron Rodgers. Oh, it's because he's doing this on the side. That's his focus is not on football. What is he doing? There's stuff like that. Discount, double check. It's just not going to work out. I hope he does both of them full time. So that could be the start of the fall of Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. I mean, what are you looking forward to? Going to the championship game every year and lose?
Oh, it hurts, man.
I'm just kidding. I'm just no.
Hey,
It's a championship game every year. You have something. You have a potential.
We just have heartbreak.
Heartbreak after heartbreak. But I feel like as football fans, each and every one of us has gone through a heartbreak. So we all relate. Yeah, okay, guys, we're gonna finish off with something that's new to the NFL. New to us, new to everyone, is the 17th game. Now, there's a lot of people that love it and a lot of people who hate it. Or there's just people who don't agree with it. Who are you?
That's a tough one.
Yeah, man. I don't agree with it either.
That is a tough one. It's this and that.
50-50.
It is 50-50. I mean, I see what the NFL is trying to do. They're trying to expand for the long run because maybe another 10 years from now, there's going to be 12. I mean, what am I saying? There's going to be 18 games. There's going to be 18 games out there, and then there's going to be a new set of teams that come out. It's just, I mean, an extra week of football, I'm always up for that. I'm always up for
that.
Yeah. That's an extra day of going outside, starting with the pit, putting some meat on there, and just cracking open a cold one with the boys. But yeah, guys, it's an extra week of football. I love that, but also some people don't due to more cause of injuries. It could cause. It's just so much. Someone take it away from me. Someone take it away.
I think
go ahead.
They're saying that it's for the long run, this reason being for more international games. So that way each team has the chance to go international to play like in Mexico City, in Wembley, all those places. But where I'm like cool about it is that these guys get a chance to break records, like single season records, like rushing, passing, sacks. The thing that sucks is I think Reed said they're gonna have like an asterisk on their name. The thing that does suck is that like 17 weeks of football. That's brutal on the body. Not including if your team makes the postseason, which is just like crazy. I can't imagine doing that for 5 years, 10 years of my life. 17 weeks, not including playoffs. That's crazy. It's 50-50 in that case for me. That's why.
Yeah, I'll give my biased opinion as a Packer fan, and then I'll give my non-biased opinion just as a football fan. As a Packer fan, I am furious. You give us an away game for a 17th game against the Chiefs? The Chiefs? It's like you're trying to hand us a loss. Like, what the heck? It's just really unfair with it being 17, an odd number. Now there's some teams that have an extra home game and some teams have an extra away game. A home and away difference is huge, especially with fans coming back next season. Roger Goodell has come out and said there's going to be full stadiums. So that's huge advantage to the people who have that extra home game, and a huge disadvantage to us Packers who have to go on the road against the Chiefs. Now, as just a football fan, my opinion, I don't like it that there's going to be an extra game to break stats. Literally, like, stats that probably would never be touched, like Emmitt Smith's rushing record, other like quarterback touchdown records, their passing yard records. Those are going to be broken pretty easily. If anybody has a great MVP season, like say Aaron Rodgers had an extra game, I'm not positive if he would have been able to break one of the. It would have been possible. I'm just not a fan of it, and I mean I hope it turns out well that no one gets injured to those extra games and the players end up liking it. But with adding an extra game on them and their salary's not changing a whole lot with it, I'm just not a fan of it.
Adding to that, I'm glad the Packers are facing the Chiefs. I'm
I
excited.
think we all are, just a little
I'm
bit.
stoked for it.
They're already
I'm-
my division, so I'm good.
I'm glad. the
Yeah, I
Seahawks are
think
playing
we're
the
all
Steelers.
excited for the last week of the regular season now, just to
Oh.
watch Reed.
We rest. We rest.
Uh,
after we secure the first round bye.
You know what? The Niners, their extra game is not going to be in their home stadium, but that's okay. That's okay, because that doesn't matter. When you're going out there to win a football game, you're going to win a football game no matter what, because we are facing the Cincinnati Bengals, baby. We got the Bengals. I'm not going to say anything because I don't want this to come back on me.
Clip the chat. Clip it.
Clip the chat, but the Niners got an extra dub right there.
I know, man. I think the Niners are going to be up in their record. They're going to be maybe 10-6, going into that last week, and the Seahawks are going to be 10-6 also. You know how it's always tight. So we're going to both be playing for that last game, and I'm just waiting for Joe Burrow to toss in all those touchdowns, run for a few also. He's going to, if you're correct, he's going to be throwing dots to Jamar Chase all day, baby. And hopefully, I know we're talking about how adding an extra game might cause more injuries because, again, they didn't change the amount of bye weeks that the teams are going to have. It's still one. So let's say, I don't know who's going to have a bye week in week 5 or week 6. They got to go 9-10 more games, 11 games now since there's 17. And they got to keep playing, going through those injuries, no breaks. And that's where I think it's going to lead to some players, not so much taking a knee like Colin Kaepernick did because it's a totally different thing. But I think there's going to be a lot of stars, sitting out, something like the NBA was doing. And I think that the NFL is going to start to penalize some of these players, and there's going to be another hectic year for that.
That's true. Good point.
Yeah, that's an excellent point right there. Excellent point. And which is now the old saying, which coaches used to go off by, or most coaches, is 10 and in. 10 wins and you're in the playoffs. Now, maybe not so much.
Yep.
Who knows?
Teams are getting better.
Who knows?
Yes,
Teams are getting better.
The Dolphins went
that NFC East, man. I don't know what they're doing over there, but
Who knows? But that's awesome, you guys. Hey, for everyone who joined us today, thank you so much for joining the podcast. I believe we maxed out today with 11 viewers. We are live on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and this will be on Spotify soon. So thank you all so much. If you are tuning in, whatever platform you're on, show some love. We will be going live every Monday, maybe around this time. We'll keep you all updated. Please check out our social media pages. We'll keep you updated there. But this has been, I don't think I've used it too much. Actually, I don't think I have. That's on my part. But this has been NSP Football Talk, also known as Not So Pro Football Talk. And until next time, you guys, this is us. Thank you, Julian Edelman, for amazing years in the NFL, by the way. Hopefully we see you guys next time. You guys have a great night.
Hey, guys, later.
Later. No other Cowboys.